Imagine this, it's lock-in 2024 and your Sentinels in their opening matchup versus the ex-world champs Loud. You lose map 1, but that's alright, since you're going to Ascent, a predictable map that has been solved. We should be able to out-mechanics them, right? They don't have Asfest anymore, replaced by QCK, and we have a young prodigy by the name of Zeki.
Sides, get a bit of space, is watched for. Good punish. Yeah, full Zek can grab that one. Artillery, no kills to be gained, but John QT still wants a piece of the action. Up trap, round the side, all the way over him.
What the fuck is that comp? Sentinels actually lose to the godforsaken comp and get knocked down to lowers. Fortunately for Sentinels, they make a run through the playing stage all the way to qualifying and winning Masters Madrid. Loud does well with the comp initially, but eventually gets countered, and they fell off, losing to Paper Rex in Madrid and getting eliminated in the playoffs, marking the end of this off-meta comp. I'm Adarsh, a Valorant coach, and I'm going the rise and downfall of this Phoenix Breach Viper comp they played on Ascent. Two important things to note. One, they had one of the best Viper players in the world, Les. Putting Les on Viper at this time was the equivalent of putting LeBron at power forward. It's just insane. On top of that, Viper had 2 mollies at the time, making her overpowered in post-plant positions on attack and stall situations on defense. 2. In this case, the threat is stronger than the execution. They have really good utility for flooding the site, but not good info utility. Their game plan is to hard hit sites and condition the enemy into believing that wherever they show presence, they'll hit, or there might be too much of a threat to hit, so they'll have to over-rotate. Now, according to prep work, Loud probably knows that they have A for free since they play this triple 2 on site, 1 market stack on B. So as you'll see, they stun A main in order to negate any control taken by the A main players here. For example, you might have Jet here at the start just trying to get a quick shot off, maybe trying to get a pick and then dash away, but here they use the breach stun and then clear it in order to just either force the Jet to use her dash and run away, or to just clear it out to make sure there's no ongoing whine or anything. Whine's always concerned whenever you have these late starts to A main, so the stun kind of negates that presence.
And that should allow this ult ob to be farmed. Now, of course, the Phoenix is not going to farm the ult ob.
Like we were expecting.
Okay.
It's Sadak.
I mean,
A major component of this comp is just to farm orbs. It's mainly orb control. You have 3 damn good ults. You have Phoenix, KO, and Breach. And you also have Viper as well, which is a very good control ult. So you just want to continuously farm orbs on both A and B and just try to get those ultimates as quickly as possible, because those ults are going to be part of your gameplay in order to win. You need to combine those ults and eventually you'll be able to win just by sheer force. For example, you can rotate Phoenix, KO, Breach ult, and then eventually you can use the Viper ult in sticky situations, or situations just secure the post plant. You always have a site for free because you have so much CI utility. You have KO Molly, you have Phoenix Molly, you have Breach Aftershock, you have all of it. You have Viper Mollies as well.
I mean, the KO ult is amazing. It's the best ult that you have on the attack side. But when QCK only needs 6 orbs, I would expect them to be putting it into the Phoenix.
A lot of space given. Knife towards it.
They knife towards tree in order to deactivate the Killjoy turret. They know Killjoy's here, so they know it's weak side. They molly Hell, they Aftershock Dice, and they're going to clear out Jen here in a second with this knife. So basically, they're just using sheer force in order to clear out the site. Also, they have enough util to play the post one out, so they're just using as much util as possible in order to just make sure that they're not caught off guard by anything. They have a lot of recyclable util as well with the KO knife, the Viper wall that's constantly present to force any defenders to really commit to this clear cap, and they have omen smokes that are rechargeable.
Back with the aftershock as well. That's going to be supposedly a guaranteed kill.
Second gets one and gets out, so they'll have to play more aggressive towards tree or towards heaven here in order to make up for it in the post plant. However, they do have my Viper mollies. Viper mollies are still really good here since this pre-Viper. A lot of these metas are created by these overpowered characters like Astra, Chamber, Viper. Since you have these players who are very good on specific characters like Les or Ye, then you're able to exploit that fact and play more accordingly and more creative comps, which is what you'll see in like Premier. They play Chamber on every map. They also have certain other aspects in order to make up for the fact that they're playing with Chamber with only 1 trip. Maybe they play double Senti. For Viper, they're playing more of an aggressive comp with this Phoenix, this Breach, and this KO in order to give that overwhelming force of not having a Senti as well.
Here we go. Zekin was just tucked to the side and with a dash to disengage. That's the first kill for him.
they close the door, and then Breach also tries to take a 1 towards tree in order to make up for the numbers that they need to make up. It's a 4v5, and oftentimes you'll see that people lose the 4v5 because if you just trade it out, then you just lose because there's one person left remaining on the defender's team. So you gotta make it up somehow, right?
Cowazine trying to reposition now, taking up, re-clearing into mid. He's worried about that.
This Breach, when he repositions into tree and then into cat, you notice that he doesn't find an engagement here, so he just takes this lurk position here, which is a really good micro decision from Cowazine.
Flank attempt is post-plan. It's important now that Cowazine stays alive really as well. Second knows that he repositioned there.
As soon as this door opens, QCK might just go for the flash.
But it looks like they want to try and fight this one forwards into the...
QCK gets one. He gets his when he's trying to be aggressive since he's the duelist, and he gets his trade, which is perfectly fine. However, Loud still needs to make up for the man disadvantage, but they don't since they still have double Viper Molly. This is why this meta was so strong, because you have so much stall potential on the post plant.
That's a right click from Zelsis. Deals with him handedly now. 2 years locked down into hell. Are they going to clear him out here? Anchoring player towards the back. That's how.
Cawazine's miles away.
And that's a lineup being played by Les. Cowazine might be miles away here, but with the orb up as well. On top of that, the lineup...
This is a very nice re-clear smoke. This is the DRX smoke. In order to re-clear wine, this is just a very good smoke in general for defenders to force attackers to either swing this into like a crossfire from wine and just anywhere on it, or just to dissuade attackers from clearing out and getting all the same main space. They're only limited up to this. However, this smoke allows the defenders to clear wine without too much consequence, because anyone who swings the left side will be just torn to pieces by anyone who's holding them.
Push forwards into them. Zelsis, he can't stick with the fuse when this is going on. Time is really running short. Time is really running out. Unless he's still alive, weaving all over the place. A knife in action. Half of the defuse. John QT is sticking all the way through. No!
And finally, because the Mollies were able to be Loud win the round, and they use this first round to set a precedent for the later rounds. Hey, we're going to be taking our sites if we throw all this util. If we get the site, then we're going to play our post plant. We have KO Molly, we have Breach Aftershock if we don't use them on the execute, if we only use our flashes, for example, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Because if you're Sentinels here, then you have to automatically assume that any presence that's being taken is where their strong side is where the attacker's strong side is. And thus, you have to react instant, which causes the downfall of Sentinels in this game, because they do not know how to play against this comp. We're analyzing this round. It's a beautiful round, a beautiful punish. However, it really marks adjustments and protocols, or whoever is calling, which is probably Sadak, is noticing, hey, they're KO knifing here. We can put pressure after they KO knife in order to make it seem like we are re-clearing it, and we can still continue to smoke this cat area in order to just cut off any information that they get mid. Break the dart, break whatever, make sure our Viper has enough time to throw her orb and walk up B mid in order to break this KG util, in order to work a pick or whatever. Sentinels make the adjustment, hey, they've been exploiting our mid a lot, so we want to punish this, right? We want to punish them by Sova darting somewhere that we haven't before and try to get a pick off of it. They're going to punish it by seeing the yellow stem, the base of the Viper wall, and they're going to try to punish the people top mid and the Viper who's been taking aggressive space towards
I don't know
mid.
how Loud's composition is going to work here. Is it going to be attack-sided, defense-sided? So all expectations are out the window on what a normal result is for the half.
Purely react Andy from us.
Yeah.
So they throw the KO knife in order to make it seem like they're taking this A main space. This KO knife clears out wine and anyone close A main. They see there's nothing, so the Phoenix knows that it's safe to cross and get this orb for his ult. He's already one off again after 2 rounds, which is amazing. Meanwhile, we have 3 people taking control towards mid. This Breach will, after he flashes, is going to come back towards mid, and as you'll see, they'll punish this late mid, or I guess this early mid clear from Sentinels.
It has to be when you have comps like this. But major ultimates up. That's a great recon.
And big reveal as well from these players. Admit they still want to take the fight here. 2 years. Just facing them stunned. A little bit delayed, a little bit late.
Tui's gets caught off guard by this dart and dropping the wall combo, but Loud respond nicely with 3 players answering up by stunning this aggression mid and punishing Sentinels for being grouped up pizza, which is a very nice punish because it shows that, hey, if they're fighting towards mid, we have our breach playing a control stun line here. Or maybe it's for Cat if we decide to push up Cat. But basically, Breach has this multi-purpose to it. He can act as a fast execute kind of agent, or he can act in order to control the map, to control certain lanes. Here, he has a dual stun setup, I'm assuming. So he can either stun bottom mid / pizza, he can stun A main, or maybe, if it's even far enough, he can stun B main in order to help the Viper. It punishes wherever Sentinels want to take control, and thus that's why Breach works very, very well with this comp. You want to take aggressive space with this comp and try to mislead your opponents on what you're doing. However, if you can't do that, then you just want to play slowly, work the map, and try to punish the enemy for trying to re-clear and take control of that space that you already have.
Just colliding with the bodies, stopping them in their tracks.
I won't
dealt
bore
with the
you
market
with any
players.
more of this, but this ends in a post plant where 3 people save. It's a very nice round from Lab. I'm Adarsh, I'm a Valorant coach, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did. Have a good night.